I'll never forget the night she said it. We were getting ready for dinner at my parents' house. I had spent the morning ironing my shirt, polishing my shoes, rehearsing polite conversation in my head. It was supposed to be simple, a family dinner, introductions, laughter over wine and pasta. Nothing fancy, but important. Then she dropped the bomb. "My parents think you're a downgrade from my ex," she said casually as she zipped her dress, not even looking at me. "I don't want to make them uncomfortable." The words hit me like a punch to the chest. I stopped in my tracks, shirt half ironed in my hand. My brain struggled to process. She wasn't upset, worried, or even anxious about meeting my family. She was mocking me. She was letting me know, in the cruelest way possible, that I didn't measure up, that I was inferior, and that her parents' perception mattered more than our marriage. "You're serious?" I asked slowly, my voice calm, but my mind screaming. She shrugged, brushing her hair back. "Yes, I mean, come on, you know how they are. They have expectations. I just don't want awkwardness, you know?" The irony of her words wasn't lost on me. She had spent months criticizing me for things I couldn't control, comparing me to her past, mocking me for my career, my interests, even my humor. And now, she was openly warning me that in her parents' eyes, I didn't belong. For a moment, I thought about saying something sharp, cutting, humiliating. I thought about storming out, but I didn't. Instead, I smiled. Calm, quiet, controlled. "You know," I said slowly, "you keep talking about my downgrade, about how I'm not enough, how I don't measure up, and that's fine. If that's what your parents think, so be it. But what you don't realize is that perception isn't reality. And sometimes people spend so much time measuring others against their past, they forget to notice who's actually worth noticing." Her eyes flickered, confused. She wasn't used to me speaking like this, so calm, so sure, so unbothered. The dinner came, and I played my part perfectly. Polite, charming, attentive. I laughed at jokes, shared stories, and engaged my future in-laws with warmth and sincerity. All the while, she sat across from me, visibly uncomfortable, realizing that her warnings, her mockery, her subtle attempts to undermine me hadn't affected me at all. In fact, it had done the opposite. Her parents liked me. They admired my career, my calm demeanor, and the respect I showed to everyone at the table. They noticed how composed I was, how genuinely I listened. And as the evening progressed, her little warnings, her smug certainty that I would falter, crumbled completely. By dessert, the tension was palpable. She realized she had miscalculated entirely. The person she had assumed would shrink under scrutiny, the person she had tried to humiliate before even walking in the door, had won without raising a finger. Her smug confidence was gone, replaced by subtle panic. Weeks passed. She tried to maintain control, tried to assert dominance in the relationship, but the shift had already happened. Her casual mockery, her constant comparisons to her ex, and her belief that she could undermine me, none of it worked anymore. She had underestimated me, and quietly, meticulously, I had proven my worth without ever needing to shout, plead, or justify myself. The ultimate irony, her parents noticed the change too. They saw her subtly shifting, trying to control the narrative, and it only highlighted her insecurity. Meanwhile, I continued to grow, not just in their eyes, but in my own. I became more confident, more composed, more magnetic. And slowly, I realized something satisfying. She had made her attempt to humiliate me public, and in doing so, revealed her own insecurity. By the time she finally asked me to talk about that dinner, I didn't need to raise my voice or defend myself. I simply said, "You wanted to warn me about their opinions, to make me feel small, to remind me that I wasn't enough. What you didn't realize is that I don't define myself by other people's standards, yours, theirs, or anyone else's. And that's why your plan didn't work." Her face went pale. She stammered, searching for words, realizing the quiet shift of power had happened without her noticing. She had underestimated the strength of someone who refused to be controlled, who refused to be humiliated, who refused to shrink. Sometimes, revenge doesn't need confrontation. Sometimes, the quiet, deliberate patience of self-respect, composure, and growth is far more devastating than any outburst could ever be. And that's exactly what I had given her. The undeniable proof that she could never control me, no matter what her parents thought or what she said. That night, as I lay in bed, I realized something else. Humiliation has power only if you give it power. I hadn't. I had turned her attempt at control into my own victory, quietly, calmly, and completely. She wanted to make me feel small. She wanted to remind me of my downgrade. And instead, she reminded herself, her insecurity, her arrogance, her misjudgment. The lesson was clear and unforgettable.